I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Peace and safety to the hopefully elect, all the Akim scattered across the four corners, pushing his word in sincerity and in truth. This is another edition from Drop the Mic. And what I'm going to go into is Revelation 19 and verse 20. Revelation 19 and verse 20. And it says, and the beast was taken. And we all know that this beast that's referred to here is referring to Esau, man. All right, the so-called white man. All right. And to prove that point, let's get it in Daniel 7 and 23. And it says, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth. And this is referring to the Greeks, all right, which is the so-called white man, which shall be divided from all kingdoms and shall devour the whole earth. Because we know when referring to what First Maccabees chapter 1, where it says when the Greeks, all right, Alexander, the creep, all right, when the so-called white man came in power, that's when evils increased in the earth, man. All right, if you read First Maccabees chapter 1, it'll go into that. So, and as you know in Job, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And we all know the so-called white man, all right, the Edomites are known as the wicked. All right, so it says, which shall be divided from all kingdoms and shall devour the whole earth. Going back to First Maccabees, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. Okay, so going back to Revelations chapter 19 and verse 20, and it says, and the beast was taken. And we know that that beast is referring to what? That fourth beast that Daniel prophesied, all right, that the prophet Daniel prophesied, in which that fourth beast is referring to the Greeks, the so-called white man. All right, this is when the white man came into power. All right, and what we read here is when the so-called white man is going to be taken out of power. So it says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him. All right, so now let's get a precept and show you who the false prophet is, because this is in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. And we're going to show you who that false prophet is, starting with the Roman Catholic Church, man. All right, with the Pope. Okay. So it says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. All right, referring to what? That false prophet, the so-called white man, the beast. Okay, that fourth beast, the Edomites. All right, now reading on, it said, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Okay, so this false prophet is referring to what? The Roman Catholic Church. All right, and they have a multitude. All right, because out of the Roman Catholic Church comes what? All these other philosophies. Okay, Christianity. All right, Islam. All right, atheism. Okay, and this is just one of the many counsels that the so-called white man use to deceive the world, man, to deceive the people. All right, starting with you Israelites. All right, so going back to the Roman Catholic Church, that would be considered one of the so-called white man false prophets. All right, that wrought miracles. All right, before him, and those miracles is referring to what? Deceiving the world into believing that the Lord is an Edomite. All right, twisting the scriptures up. Like I say, all these different religions. All right, you got your theologians, your Protestants. You got, like I say, you got the Baptists, the Christianity, Jehovah's Witness, Mormonism, Islam, all these was birthed through the Roman Catholic Church, man. Okay, so that's one example of the false prophet. But I'm gonna get another precept and give you another example on how the so-called white man deceived people through their miracles. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 9. And it says, "But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood." And this is referring to, like I say, people are not a place. When you read verse 1, it speaks of the daughter of Babylon, referring to who? The whole white race, the whole so-called white race, the Edomites, all right? And it says, "The loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude," all right, the multitude, meaning many, "of thy sorceries." And I just read one of their sorceries, going back to the Roman Catholic Church, the Catholic Church. All right, that's one of the many of the so-called white man, the Edomites, sorceries that he used to deceive people, man. Okay. Reading on, "And for thy great abundance of thy enchantments." Now I'm going to jump down to verse 13. And it says, "Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers," all right, so this is one of the ways that the so-called white man have deceived the people, man, through his false prophets, through astrologers, man. Why? Because they're able to walk miracles, man. All right, make you people believe that you're living on a globe, okay, that's spinning thousands of miles per hour around the sun in the galaxy. All right, making you people believe that there's planets such as Mars and Jupiter and Saturn. All right, you even have amongst the Israelite community, you have guys that teach the globe. All right, and that's more proof that they're being deceived, okay, by the multitudes, by the one of the many sorceries. Because if he don't get you through religion, all right, because a lot of brothers like to believe that religion, all right, is the only way that the so-called white man deceived the masses of the people. But that's just one of the many ways, all right, one of the many sorceries that the so-called white man used to deceive people, all right, and to work miracles, man. And one of those miracles is making you believe that he's going into the outer space. All right, he's floating around. He have the globe in the back. All right. Also that he landed on the moon. All right. So that's one of those ways. That's one of the many ways that the so-called white man, if we go back to this word source, Salakia, go back to this word sorcery in verse 9, it says witchcraft, okay, magic, all right, and that's what you would call magic, man, all right, deceiving you people. And like I say, even people amongst the Israelite community, all right, that's so-called in the knowledge, all right, of the truth, all right, they are even being deceived, all right, into thinking that we live on a globe, all right, because he have a multitude of sorceries, man, all right, a multitude of witchcraft, all right. And as you can see, that word sorcery go back to what? Magic, all right, and witchcraft. Okay, so going back to verse 13, it says, "Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels," because this is one of the so-called white man counsels, not only through religion, all right, but through science, all right. Let now the astrologers, all right, astrologers, to be an astrologer, it says, with object heavens, and we all know what an astrologer is, all right. Guys such as Mike, what the guy's name, the DeGrasse Tyson, the science, the so-called I forgot what the term they use, but it's astrologer or so-called scientist, which science only mean to know. All right, and going back to the scriptures, it said, "Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers and the strategizers and the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee." All right, and referring to those plagues that the Lord is returning to the earth with, man. So, like I say, the point of the matter is these astrologers and these strategizers and these prognosticators, all right, these so-called, the white man so-called scientists, all right, the so-called white man astrologists, okay, those who tell you and teach you people that we live on a globe. So the point of that is that they're not only going to get you through religion, man, okay? They're not going to get you just through religion. They have a multitude of counsels, man, a multitude of sorceries, all right, a multitude of witchcraft, all right, and ways to deceive you. So let's go back to Revelations, and we're going to read Revelation 19 and 20 with understanding. It says, "And the beast was taken," and we know this is referring to that fourth beast, all right, that's referred to in Daniel 7:23, okay, which is the so-called white man, the Edomites, all right, "and with him the false prophet that worked miracles before him," all right, and we know that the false prophet is referring to what? The Roman Catholic Church, all right, through religion, all right. He's set up to deceive the masses of the people, all right, through those miracles and making you believe that the Lord was an Edomite, all right, that those Jews, those fake Jews, all right, those Edomites over there in Israel, that they're the real Jews, all right, the real Israelites, all right. And also through science, man, all right, believing in planets, believing that we live on a globe, all right. The scriptures don't support that. So it says, with which he deceived them, all right. And we know NASA, the word NASA means to deceive, all right. And like I said, amongst the Israelite, those who that's supposed to be in the knowledge of the truth, all right, you have many guys that's deceived, all right, by that false prophet through those miracles, all right, through science, man, through these astrologers, all right, that's teaching them that we live on a globe, all right, and we just one of many planets floating around the galaxy, all right, things such as gravity. That's a miracle, man. All right, that's a miracle, and that's one of the ways that you're being deceived. All right, so it says, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast and them that worship his image. All right, now that image of the globe spinning around in the galaxy, all right, that image of those planets, okay, that's part of what you're worshiping, man. All right, that image, meaning his way, man. You got guys amongst, like I said, amongst the Israelites community, man, brothers that's supposed to be in the knowledge, that's teaching that we live upon a globe, all right, and that's one of the ways you worship the image of the beast, man. All right, because that word image, let's look it up. Let's look up this word image. And it says an image, figure, likeness. It says, let's jump down to the Strong's Concordance. A likeness, statue, profile, representation, resemblance. All right, so because y'all doctrine, you have guys, like I say, within this truth who doctrine resembles the doctrine that the false prophet, all right, that these false prophets, such as these astrologers and these scientists, they doctrine resemble their image, man. So they're teaching, all right, a representation of the devil, man, by teaching folks that we're living on a globe when the scriptures don't support that. All right, teaching that gravity exists, that planets exist, that the earth is just one of many planets that's floating in a galaxy. Okay, that's a representation of the so-called white man, the beast, the devil, the false prophet, Babylon, man. All right, Babylon, man. So going back to the scripture, it says, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast and them that worship his image. All right, resemble. All right, representation. All right, when you teach that the earth is a globe, all right, floating around the galaxy amongst other planets. All right, that's a representation of what the so-called white man teach, man. All right, the scriptures don't support that, man. And it says these both were cast alive into a lake. And that lake, we went into it, that lake is referring to people, man. All right, that's why I say they both, referring to people, were cast alive. All right, they're going to be the fuel, all right, of fire burning with brimstone. Divine fire, man. All right, not nuclear destruction. Okay, divine fire. All right, and that's the point. And I hope y'all was edified. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.